how the meeting will go in that sense, or how you were connecting with the speaker. Okay, so you want your voice as a speaker to not replace your presence, but play the role of your presence. That is what you want. That's your aim. So you, just as I even started speaking, I was just like hoping that I will hear to use my video, because sometimes when we are attending with poor internet connections, we keep our videos short so that the internet will not trouble us. However, probably it's good for the speaker to be visible to the audience. So you want to use your voice in a way that it will help a lot to compensate somehow for your presence. Yeah, the tone of your voice, speak aloud. Already as Toastmasters, we know what it means to project our voices. Maybe we have worked out the technical aspects so that our microphones are loud enough and everything is working so that our voice will be perceived. Another way we want to do that is not just speak in a monotonous way, you know, in the speaking voice, as if you are chatting with your child who is maybe hurt and you're trying to comfort your child. If you continue like that, at one time, it will be boring. Just as the speeches that we evaluate, we want to see that the author or the speaker is raising their voice, is somehow playing with their voice. The voice is rising and the tone also, and varies often. That is something you want to pay attention on. You want to use facial expressions. You want to use hand gestures. In fact, everything that can be visible to your audience, you want it to play to your speech. That is what you have to think about. So next time when you are speaking in an online meeting, in a virtual classroom, or in a virtual sales meeting, I want you to just picture in your mind that you are speaking with a live audience. If that is the case in your mind, how might that change the way you deliver your message? For example, now I am sitting in my office and I have 2 seats in front of me. There is nobody sitting there. But the way I am talking, that's how sometimes when I'm asked a question in the office, I speak. I raise my voice so that it will be audible enough, because my table separates me considerably with my guests. So I have to speak in a way that engages them. If a business person uses this method in their presentation, in their online presentation, I bet you the engagement of those listening will be up. They will have their team engaging very well. They will have their collaborators responding very well. So pay attention to this first point, that you want your presence to not just be limited to your head that is speaking and shaking a little bit on the screen. The second thing is that you want to interactively engage your audience. So make your audience active. And now I want you to give me a reply on this. I will ask you a question and I will want you to type A, B, or C in the chat in response of the question. Which of these have you ever experienced in a virtual session? Which of these have you ever experienced in a virtual session? A, someone talking non-stop without any break and no interaction. B, awkward silence when a question is asked. And C, both A and B. Let me have your answers in the chat. Which of these have you experienced in a virtual session? A, someone talking non-stop without interaction. B, awkward silence when a question is asked. And C, both A and B. So I see some answers here. Sigali is saying A, someone talking non-stop. Amina is saying C. Yeah. Etienne is saying C. Yeah, good. I see Josephine C. Yeah. Mr. Muhammad C. Yeah. and even the Zoom master. Oh, the Zoom master is saying A. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. C also. So you see, obviously, these two intentions or these two behaviors are even somewhat the top in the list, where someone is talking, not engaging the audience. And what I just did, the fact of me asking you to write in the chat, asking you to raise your thumbs up and so on, these are the various ways that you engage your audience. And you should not just have a very long lecture that you're coming to read. Online meetings are really different from face-to-face meetings. So to compensate for some of those lack or points that we would miss because we are not face-to-face, there are these interactive sessions, interactive items that we insert. Immediately you give a point, you want to give something interactive. Immediately you give a point, you want to give something interactive. So what should we consider in this second point? How can we engage our audience and have them interact well? You want to use polls, and there are applications that can be attached to Zoom for polls. You have Q&A. You can even prepare some of your Q&A questions in advance, or you can even, in most meetings, they wait at the end before they bring up those Q&As. But you want the Q&As to be the message you are transmitting to your audience. Not all about that. You want to use chat prompts. You want to ask your audience to type something. For example, who is celebrating their birthday in the month of February? Now, I want you to put your answer in the chat. Just say me. Those celebrating their birthdays in the month of January. Just type me. Good. Oh, so we have Samuel Adu celebrating their birthday. No, is that? Oh, I see. Please, so instead, Toastmaster Josephine. Good. Yeah, Josephine and Samuel. Oh, so Samuel, I was answering for Josephine. Thank you very much. So you see, someone is even answering for another person, making it interactive. It means that Samuel was hearing my question and he knew that Josephine is celebrating this month. Oh, someone is going. Is that person going? Zelia, have a nice one if you're leaving. So that's how you keep the interaction. You want to have your audience focus to the message, and you bring in the polls, the chat prompts, and even breakout rooms. Sometimes breakout rooms is for bigger virtual meetings. You want to have those breakout rooms so that they meet to discuss something specific and they have a limited time. And these are technically set up. You already know that. I saw the Zoom, I heard the Zoom master working on that. So that after the 10 minutes, you come back to the main room and then you present what you have maybe discussed or the conclusion of your finding and so on. You want to also call people by name. And you see, I try to look at the chat, see people intervening and call them by their name. That's also a way to engage your online audience. And sometimes you will have to pause so that it should not only be you talking, you might even invite someone by calling their name in the list of participants so that they can maybe respond to something you asked as a question or maybe add up to something. You make your audience, you engage your audience to be interactive. I bet you, I want you to work on this now. Type one creative way you've seen someone engage a virtual audience. Maybe you've attended a virtual meeting and you saw the way that person engaged. We want to learn from your experience. Type one way you have seen someone engage a virtual audience. Let's go. One way you've seen someone engage, good, by asking questions. Thank you, Samuel, for that answer. Question is very, very powerful because, you know, you implicate people, you make them think, they reflect, and they can pop up. Sometimes it might be questions they prepared before coming. Maybe the topic was interesting and they already had questions before coming. So you give room for that. Sometimes you prompt the question by yourself and you let them answer. That's interesting. Any other person? Someone is typing. Some ways you've seen someone engage audience. Wow. He showed a box and asked that we should tell what it is in the box. Good. Thank you very much, Josephine, for that. Obviously, there are many inspiring ways. Good. Someone said the speaker throws a question up and the audience up to the audience and mention the name for an answer. Nice, very nice. Thank you, Muhammad, for that. And also Sigali says to make everyone involved and participate. Oh, okay. So this is probably to complete the other answer. I think so. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Someone will maybe give an offer. If you get this question correctly, you get my next ticket for a ticket for my next conference. And you see, when you give out tickets like that, people will be engaged to answer questions. Thank you very much again, Josephine. Yeah. Oh, ask the audience to read. Obviously, if I present my notes, I will say, okay, read what I have highlighted. So what have I highlighted now in my notes? The benefit of using this method most influencers, most online influencers use this method a lot. They use it a lot. I bet you they will not miss using this kind of method because it will engage the audience and obviously they will like attending next time. They will feel part of the thing. When people are contributing in a vision, when people feel that they are adding a plus, they give in their all. I mean, that is very, very effective. Obviously, thank you for sharing your answers and really very important. Professors, teachers. I remember in US, I saw one of my friends teaching online and his table was like packed with things that he will later on use like illustration. Sometimes he will say, now you see my cup of coffee? You see my cup of coffee? Good. Oh, yeah. You want to know what is beside me? I also remove my wristwatch so that it will not pain my hand as I am shaking my hand up and down. Good. And, you know, a lot of things just to engage the audience. Thank you very much. The third thing I want to share with you that really helps to engage virtual audience. Toastmasters, you will not miss this one. Storytelling and visuals. Storytelling is the capacity to create in the mind of the person the image, just like images, incites the brain to think. So storytelling is another wonderful way of captivating your audience and getting them engaged. Now, for about a minute, at most a minute, close your eyes for some seconds. Imagine I am describing a boring PowerPoint slide. Tons of text. In fact, this PowerPoint slide is almost full with text, no pictures, just words. Also, picture now another slide. There is only one fine, powerful picture and one single sentence, a very short phrase. Okay, open your eyes now. Which one would you remember in your chat? Number one, image one or image two? Which one would you easily remember? Image two, perfect. Thank you very much, Sigali. Which one will you remember? Image two, thank you very much, Safi. Yeah, Josephine, thank you, image two. So you see, obviously, one image that speaks a lot and a very short sentence, probably like to introduce the image or to say what the image is talking about, that's very, very powerful. And storytelling also, you know, I have been learning, that was something I was learning by mid last year, how to use descriptive language, particularly when telling stories. Where do you start the story? Think about a Hollywood movie. Sometimes they start in a kind of high tone, you know, the actor is like beating someone and you want to wonder, but what's happening? So where you pick the story from and how you tell the backstory before that event and how you continue, very powerful way. So if you tell a story in your online presentation, that will be very, very powerful. Stories can even encapsulate facts. Stories, we all know, even for us Africans, we are even more wired for storytelling. So let's use what we already have in our virtual meeting. And yes, powerful visuals. I think 2 days ago, I received someone commenting on an article that I wrote. And the person was like, wow, your image on that article is very, very telling. I was like, thank you for the feedback. Because obviously, I use the image trying to say if it is only the image that my readers will get, how can they pick the message from the image? That's how you judge if your image is correct or not. Which image will give the message without the text? Then you hit the mark for the best image to use. So you want to use images. If you share your screen, let it not be some text that is filled with your slide. No. Focus. It's an online meeting. So you want to give an image that encapsulates your message. Maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of your readable text, convert it into 1 or at most 2 images. Very effective. And you will be the one commenting the image, helping them to see why it is that image that you chose. That's how you engage your online audience. And again, you will notice that those high-profile influencers, that is what they do online. And that is why people like, attending their online meetings. Finally, number 4, what should you do to engage your audience? You have to be authentic and empathetic. You have to use empathy. You are talking to human beings. Just as you get tired, they get tired too. We are talking about after work. After work means we've been working from morning. We are even tired. So meetings should not be boring. Meetings should not be long. And we should go straight to the point using all these various mechanisms. So if you are now in the virtual meeting, you are a robot. You instead behave like a robot. You are not helping the meeting. You will miss out. And sometimes, as we used to tune off our cameras, so you think someone is sitting there, but they are not there. They're just looking at their watch where they are. That towards the end, they come and sit again. But you can use all these various methods to captivate them. For example, let's do something fun. I will share with you 3 statements. 2 of my 3 statements are true, and 1 is false. Hear them. Statement number 1. I served as only interpreter in an international conference in Belgium, interpreting from French into English and English into French. Statement number 2. I once officiated a wedding virtually. Statement number 3. I have published 4 academic articles. Put your answer in the chat. If you think that statement number 1 is not correct, is the lie. Statement number 2 is the lie. Statement number 3. Let me repeat them again. Statement number 1, I served as only interpreter in an international conference in Belgium from French to English, English to French. Statement number 2, I once officiated a wedding virtually. Statement number 3, I have published 4 academic articles. Let me get your answers. Sigal is already saying statement number 2 is the lie. Thank you for your response. What's your, yeah. Bamanga is saying statement number 1. Yeah, Mr. Muhammad is saying statement number 2. Good, thank you. Natalie is saying statement number 2 is not true. Thank you for your reply. Thank you very much. Can I get some more answers for those who have not yet answered? I once interpreted, I'm having a pile of them now. Statement number 2 for Josephine. Statement number 2 for Safi. Thank you. Any more answers? Oh, any other answers? Someone's typing. Let me just wait for the answers to come. And who is that typing? Who is that typing? Good. Dumbue. I hope I pronounced that well. Statement number 1. Thank you all for your reply. So what is the true or the false statement? I once served as only interpreter in an international conference in Belgium, interpreting from French to English and English into French. Yes, it was very tedious. That's true. That's true. Statement number 2, I once officiated a wedding virtually. No, false. That is the untrue statement. Statement number 3, I have published 4 academic articles. Yes, that's true. Thank you for your replies. Obviously, when you are handling an online audience, those are the interactive ways. Now, because of this small pool that I have made, you know a little bit about me. And because of this, some of you now are thinking, hey, so this guy, does he know French and English to be able to interpret? Well, yes. And you know a little bit more about me. Oh, he published academic articles. Yeah. You see, and now some of you can relate with me just because of this. And this might just be the part that will maybe cause you to look online and see who was this guy and what can we do together. You see that? That's how you engage your virtual team. That's how you engage your virtual partners. Very, very effective. And when people share like that, you also want to say, hey, guys, thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing that, and so on. This also connects with them because they feel that their contribution, when I try to read the names of those who are giving their answers in the poll, you know, calling somebody by name is something very important. That's how they connect with what you are sharing, and that's how they interact with what you are saying. And that's how you also captivate them. And even if you're pushing some additional points, they are there because they are like, there is probably something nice again coming. And here's one of those nice things coming. Remember in the beginning, I told you that you want to choose one of my 4 presentations, how to interact with your virtual attendees. Now tell me, which one of my 4 suggestions will be the one you will use for your next meeting? I talked about personal presence. You want to bring energy and connection through your voice. I talked about interactive engagement. You want to make it a two-way experience. You are sharing, asking questions, giving and taking from your audience. Number 3, you want to tell a captivating story. You want to, use visuals to keep people, keep what you're saying in the minds of people. You want to be authentic. I remember during the time of COVID, obviously, I had an online conference with young people from Lomé in Togo. I was in US. We worked out the trial version of the online meeting. Everything worked perfectly. On that day, I bet you, it seemed as if all hell got loose. Now, I had to even tell them, okay, let them create 2 teams. So we adjourned the meeting because we could not hold it that first day. Let them create 2 teams, since there will not be many computers connected and there will not be many phones connected, and they will gather, and if possible, they might even project. The following day, we went to the meeting and only 1 team could connect. Only 1. The technical hurdles were just minions coming up again and again. However, those are the technical aspects that, as I suggested in the beginning, we might look at it next time, or maybe you'll try to organize on that. What are the things that we should do as participants before we get in the online meeting? For example, muting your videos, muting your audios, or doing your try by your own computer and so on. Those are some of the technical aspects that we can do to minimize the things that we will have as trouble when we connect. And COVID came and really tested our technical skills in this virtual world. And today, even here in Cameroon, I still continue to attend my meeting online with my club in US. Although sometimes it's around 1 a.m. to 3 a.m., sometimes it's around 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. I attend and everything is okay, except that sometimes we have power shortage, internet breakdown in my country. So those days I will not attend, but I continue. And my club has made it in a way that anywhere you are in the world now, you can connect, except if you have other difficulties that are beyond their management. So please, these are some of I have shared with you 4 things that you can integrate and engage with your audience. Remember, you want to keep your meetings short. Remember, you want to go straight to the point. Remember, you want to have your audience engage with you. The next things, if you want to say many other things, make it several sessions so that you will have them engaged than to have one long session that will be boring and even tune them off for next sessions. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you very much. Despite our time is fast spent, I really enjoy the lecture as it was speaking directly to my experience. Thank you for this wonderful and engaging. You actually delivered the lecture in line with the team. It made it very engaging, practicalize it so that we can all learn how to host our own virtual meeting. So thank you very much for that. Quickly, we'll be taking on question and answers because we have spent more time in delivering of the lecture. We'll quickly take entertain like two questions. Two questions, please. Anyone with that has question can kindly raise up your hand. Let me call you. Questions and answer. You have question for our trainer. Question. Okay. This shows that we actually all understood the training very well. It was self-explanatory, and I enjoy it. And I also believe that we all enjoyed the lecture. So our trainer, thank you very much for giving us this excellent presentation. So we hope next time we'll continue with this because this is a work in progress. In fact, sometimes when I deliver virtually, I think that I'm talking to myself until maybe I ask questions as you rightly suggested. So thank you very much. Our next activity, I will call upon our conference chair to tell us about the conference. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, we have our District 130 conference coming up in Niamey, Niger, in March. So, and our conference chair is here. I will quickly introduce him before he tell us about the conference. He is a DTM. He's a DTM Distinguished Toastmaster. Gazebo. Sorry if I may not pronounce the name very well. He is a risk management consultant trainer. So, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and guests, help us to welcome our conference chair to the virtual lecture as he enlighten us on the upcoming conference in Miami. Our conference chair, sir, you are welcome.
Merci, chers amis. Toastmasters, bonsoir. Difficile de prendre la parole après un talentueux orateur comme Georges, mais on va essayer quand même. Bonjour tout le monde. Et comme Georges l'a dit, je voudrais juste poser une question. Écrivez dans le chat. Nous sommes à combien de jours de la conférence? Rapidement. Nous sommes à combien de jours de la conférence de Niamey, chers amis Toastmasters? De Niamey, Pas de réponse, ça veut dire que les gens ignorent que le temps est en train de lutter un peu contre nous. Nous sommes à 79 jours de la conférence de Niamey, soit 2 mois, 19 jours. Et à ce jour, nous avons 111 inscrits dans l'ordre alphabétique. Bénin 1, Burkina 9, Cameroun 3, Côte d'Ivoire 2, Gabon 2, Mali 1, Niger 81, Nigeria 11, RDC 1, soit 111. En sponsoring individuel, nous avons eu 11 manifestations de Toastmasters qui ont exprimé, enfin, qui ont manifesté leur leadership à travers un soutien financier de 11. Aujourd'hui, je voudrais encore revenir sur les inscriptions. Nous avons planifié ou programmé 500 personnes et c'est sur cette base des 500 personnes que nous sommes en train de chercher le sponsoring. Je voudrais vous demander, pardon, inscrivez-vous, puisque si nous n'avons pas les 500, ce ne sera pas bien pour notre conférence. Les gens nous accompagnent en fonction du nombre. Et de l'autre côté, au niveau de la logistique, nous avons besoin de savoir combien de personnes viennent pour pouvoir planifier beaucoup de choses. Lancer les commandes de la restauration, lancer également les commandes des sacoches des participants et pratiquement lancer beaucoup de choses qui nécessitent d'avoir un nombre à peu près exact de personnes qui arrivent à Niamey. 2 mois, 19 jours, c'est vite écoulé, surtout que nous avons un mois de Ramadan qui va commencer ce vendredi ou samedi ou dimanche. Donc, un mois qui risque d'être un peu à la défaveur du comité d'organisation, puisque les choses vont être un peu au ralenti dans un pays islamique comme le Niger. Donc, je voudrais juste donc vous demander de faire tout pour que nous puissions avoir au moins 250 à 300 d'ici fin février. C'était l'objectif que nous nous sommes assignés, avoir les 250 ou 300 pour fin février. Voilà ce que je voudrais vraiment vous dire, sans oublier de vous rappeler une fois de plus, réservez vos billets d'avion le plus tôt possible, ce sera beaucoup moins cher pour vous. Dès mercredi, vous verrez sur le site les adresses de réservation de vos chambres d'hôtel avec en copie l'adresse email du comité d'organisation afin que le comité accueil puisse suivre. Merci à tous et à toutes. Je vous remets le lutrin, sauf si vous avez des questions. J'ai remis le lutrin, cher modérateur.
Je pense que le modérateur veut que vous donniez davantage d'informations sur la conférence.
Eh bien, posez les questions, vous donnera. Les hôtels sont déjà planifiés, réservés, c'est sur le site. Le programme, on en a parlé la dernière fois. Le dress code, nous avons parlé de dress code et j'oublie effectivement, merci Stéphane, il est aussi temps que vous nous commenciez à nous envoyer la musique de parade pour qu'au niveau du DJ, on puisse faire la compilation parce que la cérémonie démarrant le 15, il faudrait que le plus rapidement possible nous l'ayons. Alors, comme programme, le 14, c'est prévu un cocktail dînatoire avec l'ensemble des participants dans une dune de sable. Comme on a dit, on a tout fait pour vous ramener le désert au Niger. On va vous amener dans le désert pour pouvoir avoir une soirée magnifique. Le 15, la parade. On finira beaucoup plus tôt, vers 17h, et on va enchaîner avec, vous pouvez couper le micro? On va enchaîner avec un street food qui vous permettra de déguster les mets du Niger en attendant la soirée culturelle, artistique, où vous allez découvrir la culture nigérienne. Les mardis, enfin le 16 et 17, peut-être le 16, entre le 15 et le 16, assez de conférences, assez de débats, de panels, plus le concours de discours. Et le 17, on fera tout pour finir à midi, le conseil d'administration et quartier libre pour tout le monde en attendant le dîner gala. Bien entendu, la veille, il y a encore un autre dîner gala pour le Hall of Fame. Venez rapidement, venez au Niger, c'est la première conférence du district 130. C'est un avantage d'inscrire son nom dans l'histoire. Dans quelques années, vous pouvez dire aux jeunes Toastmasters, nous étions à Niamey à la première conférence de ce district-là. Donc, c'est assez particulier. Une première conférence, on ne la rate jamais. Donc, faites tout pour pouvoir venir à cette conférence. Nous vous attendons. Tout a été mis en place. En tout cas, je dis haut et fort, ce qui nous inquiète, c'est les inscriptions et nous vous prions de bien vouloir les faire. Nous avons ce site qui était disponible depuis octobre. Donc, faites tout pour que nous puissions avoir le nombre. Merci, cher modérateur. Je pense avoir atteint mon temps.
Okay, thank you, DTM Gazebo. Thank you very much for taking your time to enlighten us on the conference. We hope to meet each other in Niamey in March. Thank you very much.
In May.
May. Thank you for the correction. We are moving forward. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, the interesting part of this after work section is the networking opportunities that come with it. Last week in our breakout rooms, we talk about business opportunities in which I personally made friends with a lot of people. So I enjoin us to join the networking session when the time comes. Okay, I will be inviting the toast presenter of the day. I will quickly introduce her. Your name, you have to, first of all, let me seek apology in pronouncing your name. So however I pronounce it, kindly accept it from me. This popular quote, anything that worth doing is worth doing well, is his favorite quote. Let's welcome fellow Toastmasters and our guests. Let's welcome Memo Tadwala to give us the toast presenter of this week. So you are highly welcome. Welcome to the virtual lecture. Toast presenter, you have the lectern. Okay, she has issues with her network. Toastmaster Frank, can we move ahead to the next item, please? Kindly indicate on the chat box. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. In the absence of the Toast presenter, so someone has been doing a very wonderful job. The Zoom master. Thank you for the wonderful job you have been doing. I learned that this meeting is being live streamed on YouTube. So well done for the wonderful job. I call upon you to give us the announcement for the week. Zoom Master, you can take on the virtual laptop. District 130 announcement for the week. This is a very important announcement for all Toastmaster members. Let's try to renew our membership. The end of the March is very close. Let's take the opportunity to renew our membership now. We can start renewal now even before the end of March. So this is a very important announcement for all Toastmasters. Our membership renewal. Also, Talk Up Award is here, where you nominate members to take advantage of this brand recognition from February 1st to March 31st, 2025. Is still ongoing. Fellow Toastmasters, ensure to take advantage of this opportunity. Sorry. Immediately after the announcement, the Zoom Master will create the breakout session. There are different sections for anyone to join. The breakout session, okay, it is displaying already in my screen. You can click on the breakout session and join any of the session that is interesting to you. We have business and investment section where you meet new people. In fact, you can meet your next business partner can come from there. We also have a breakout room for reading and lecture. We have for sports and fitness. We have for travels. We have for music, singing, and dancing. And we have other hobbies that might be interesting to you. As for me, I love business very well, so I will be joining the business and investment section. So I encourage all members to join. One of the objective of this our after work meeting is to, aside developing our communication and building our leadership skills, is for we to network among ourselves. I have networked with a lot of people from this meeting, and I am open to network more. Please, let's kindly take on the opportunity of joining any of the breakout session. For those of us in the investment and business and investment group, we'll meet there. So thank you very much. Please take.